So today we're going to talk about how to draw lines, and we want to look to where we're drawing. So a lot of times when we draw lines, we just kind of start arbitrarily watching the line, and you'll find out that you have much more wavy lines that start to happen as you're hyper focused on it. And what you want to do instead, I'm going to make little X's, though you don't have to do the X's, but it is a good exercise, because what you want to do is you want to look, instead of watching the line, you look to where the line is going. And so if I look to where the line is going, and as long as I don't draw a blind, my brain will get me there. Now, I actually was drawing that line and my finger came in front of my vision. That's called drawing blind. So again, part of this is also to get you very used to making sure that you always have the tip of this pencil where you can see it. Okay, so again, we're going to go ahead and look to where we're drawing. Now, if I need to, right now I don't have my hand on the paper, but if you need to, you can take, I'm holding my hand like this, but I can take my pinky and put my pinky down as I'm drawing, so it's touching on just the back side of that pinky. If I feel I need some more stability, you got to be careful with that though, because if you do that, again, I drew blind right about here. I couldn't see where it was. So again, that means I have to change my pencil, either hold it out further or something like that. Whatever you can do to get it so that you can actually see at all times where you're going. I missed that one by a country mile. And the whole idea is that even if they're not straight, again, your brain will get you there. And that's one of the points of this. If we don't make it to where we want to go, what does it matter? So if I'm drawing a rectangle or a triangle, I need to know, I got to be stopping in the right place. And if I'm not, that's not a good thing. So again, I can do it this way. I can also do lines on the diagonal, so I can do one from here down to here. And again, I'd start up here and pull the line down, and I'd look to where I'm going. So again, my eye was focused again on where I'm going instead of instead of watching the line, and it just will help you draw much straighter lines. Okay, so look to where you're going. Again, if I'm drawing vertical lines, again, I can draw, and again, look to where I'm going. And again, if you have your eye focused on where you're going, you will make it there. All right, and the whole idea of this, I think I'm drawing a little slow though too, is to make it so you get in the habit of looking to where you're drawing, so that your lines will end up where they're supposed to go. So I want you to take a page and fill a page with lines and you can use the X's, but you want to look to where you're going. So I'm starting here and I'm looking to this X over here. I'm starting up here but I'm looking to that X down here. I'm starting up here, but I'm looking to that X right there. So I'm trying to look to where I'm going at all times. It's a great way to help your line work. Give it a shot, fill a piece of paper with lines, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do some drawing of lines. And we're going to go ahead and talk about how quickly we draw them. Now again, remember, I'm a left-handed artist, and so for those that are right-handed, you're going to want to be doing the reverse. So I'm going to be starting on my right, coming over here to my left, and for you folks that are right-handed, you're going to do the opposite. You'll start over here on your left, and you're going to come over here to your right. But the idea of the speed of your line is that if I'm drawing lines that are just too quick, I really don't have any idea where that line is going to go. If I draw lines that are too slow, usually you'll end up with a little bit more, a little more hand wiggle if you try to do it too slowly. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to do lines that are not too fast and not too slow. So now I'm drawing on a flat surface. So I'm going to be, it's a little wild. I'm going to have to hold my pencil a little bit differently. But the idea is that this right here is about the optimum speed that you're going to want to have any sort of control over that line. Alright, So again, we don't want to go too fast. We want to just go fast enough that we can control our line. Now the other thing, these are just warm-ups, but again, the more that we do these warm-ups, the better off we're going to be. Alright, so again, this might be able to see the line a little bit better. If we draw we don't want to go any quicker than this. You don't want to go too slow, and you don't want to go too fast. So what I'm going to have you do, again, not too slow and not too fast. So what I want you to do is I want you to do some lines, and I want you to be moving your hand at about this speed. No quicker or slower. And the idea is that you'll find that when you do faster lines, you'll have a straight line, but if you go too fast, you won't have any control. So we're looking for, you know, that happy medium between the two where we can go, all right, I can control that line a little bit more by how quickly I'm making it. So go ahead again and try to fill a page with lines and try to be very aware of how fast your hand is moving as you're making that line. And again, that's about the speed we want to give it a try. So speed really is an important part of drawing. So go ahead and do a sheet of paper with lines and try to be aware of how fast you're going. Alright, welcome back. So we're going to talk again about straight lines. Now the biggest thing, and I'm using different media each time just to show you that it works with no matter what pencil we use, but sometimes we have people that have lines that arc this way, and sometimes you'll have people whose lines arc that way. And what happens is that if I do this way, that means I'm pivoting at my elbow, and it makes my arm into a big compass. If I'm doing it this way, it means that I'm rolling it or I'm pivoting through the shoulder if I have marks this way. So what I can do to get my lines to straighten is that if I have an arc like this, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to overcompensate and make my mark go the opposite direction. And then I'm going to relax a little bit so that as my brain tries to get it to go back to that curve that I had, somewhere between here and here there's a straight line. And you're going to try to memorize how it felt when you did that straight line. So again, if I do this again and I overcompensate and then I relax, again, I'm going to get to a point where I'm like, yeah, that feels like a straight line. And you're going to do that until you can get your lines to be really, really quite straight. So again, this is, if we're having the curve problem, if I had a curve going, again, this way, I would try to compensate for this line by going this way, and then I'd just relax. I'd start to relax, and as you start to relax, you'll try to go back to where you were pivoting before normally. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to say, oh, hey, wait, that's kind of like a straight line through there. And then you're going to try to repeat that straight line over and over and over again to get the straightest lines that you can possibly get. All right. So again, if I have a problem with, you know, making a curve this way, I'd overcompensate with this one, and then I relax that overcompensation until we hit a straight line. If I had a line going, you know, the opposite way again, if it was going this way, pardon me, I guess if it was going this way, I'd overcompensate that way, and then relax a little bit until that line went straight again. So again, if we have these lines like this, again, what we'll do is you try to, if you're going this way, you'll overcompensate going that way, and then you'll just keep making lines, but you'll relax a little bit. And again, you'll try to go back to what you're used to, your muscle memory. But what we're looking for is to, oh, that's a straight line. And remember it, so you go, let me try to repeat what that straight line felt like. And you're going to try, again, fill a whole piece of paper with lines. Take about 10 minutes. Shouldn't take too long. But you're going to end up with a lot better line work. So again, don't be afraid to to do this. So again, if you're getting lines doing this way, it's because you're pivoting at the elbow. If I have lines going like this, is because I'm pivoting through my shoulder. And what we're actually want to be doing for that straight line is we're actually moving our shoulder slightly and moving our elbow out, and to get that nice constant straight line, we're moving both. There's two sets of motion. But give that a try. Fill a piece of paper with lines, and if you do this, and you can overcompensate and get that line straighter, plus you look to where you're drawing, plus you try to make sure you're the right speed, plus you're pulling a line, not pushing a line, your lines will be really, really great. So give this a shot. We're going to move on to some bigger and better stuff next time, but until then, take care.